ba da da dum bum ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba da dum bum bum ba ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum ba da dum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba 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 da da ba 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 da ba da. What chapter are we on? 26. What happened in 25? Oh yeah. Okay, so basically, let's do a really fast recap because I feel like half these Bible streams are literally just me recapping the last chapter the entire time, and it sucks. So, last chapter, what happened? Moses told all of his boys what we read in chapter 21, 22, 23, and 24. He's like, yeah, don't do all of that. Boom. And then God sent him into the mountain. Boom. Now he has these tablets. God makes him write it down. Okay. And now here's the easy part. He wants the Israelites to build a boat for like angels and stuff. I don't really know. It's a very strange chapter because it's mainly just describing a boat. And actually that's about it. Oh, the boat stuff was made out of gold. That was like the main thing. So chapter 26. Let's just get right into it. Moreover, thou shalt make a tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet with cherubims and cunning work shalt thou make them. The length of one curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and every one of the curtains shall have one measure. The 5 curtains shall be coupled coupled together one to another, and other 5 curtains shall be coupled one to another. And thou shalt make loops of blue upon the edge of one curtain from this selvage in the coupling, and likewise shalt thou make in the upmost edge of another curtain. In the coupling for the second, 50 loops shalt thou make in the one curtain, and 50 loops shalt thou make in the edge of the curtain that is the coupling of the second, and the loops may take hold one of another. And thou shalt make 50 taches of gold and couples the curtains together the taches, and it shall be of one tabernacle. And thou shalt make curtains of goat's hair to be covering upon the tabernacle. 11 curtains shalt thou make. The length of the curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits. And the 11 curtains shall be of all one measure. And thou shalt fix and oh, reading is hard, talking is hard, everything is hard. And thou shalt couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shalt double the 6th curtain in the in the 4 fronts of the tabernacle. And thou shalt make 50 loops on the edge of one curtain that is outmost in the coupling, and 50 loops in the edge of the curtain which coupleth the second. And thou shalt make 50 taches of brass, and put the taches into the loops, and couple the tent together, that it may be one. And the remnant that remaineth of the curtains of the tent, and half curtain that remaineth, shall hang on the backside of the tabernacle, and the cubit on one side, and a cubit on one side, and a cubit on the other side. That which remaineth on the side. Of course, my phone's about to die. Of course, why wouldn't it? Luckily for me, I'm not dumb, so I have my chart. Wait, I am pretty dumb now that I think about it. The charger wasn't plugged in to the outlet. You know what? Yeah, you guys can look at my awful cable management. Fun. Remaineth a cubit on the other side. Covering. And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of ram skin, dyed red, and covering above the badger skin. And thou shalt make boards of tabernacle and shittim wood, standing up. 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half shall be a breadth of one board. 2 tenons shall there be in one board, set in order one against another. Thus shalt thou make it all the boards of the tabernacle. Holy, this is one interesting chapter. And thou shalt make the boards for the tabernacle 20 boards on the south side southward. And thou shalt make 40 sockets in the silver one, 20 boards. 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tendons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. And the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, there shall be 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And for the side of the tabernacle westward, thou shalt make 6 boards, and 2 boards shall be made for the corners of the tabernacle on 2 sides. What is this? What is this chapter? I'm so confused what I'm reading right now. I mean, I understand what I'm reading, but I don't understand what I'm reading, but Okay, I don't know what anything means, but I know what I'm reading. If that makes no sense, but it's the truth. And they shall be coupled together beneath, and they shall be coupled together above the head of it, and unto one ring. Thus shall it be for them both. They shall make it to be in 2 corners. And they shall make 8 boards in their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under the other board. And thou shalt make bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars on the boards of the side of the tabernacle, for the 2 sides westward. And the middle bar in the midst of the boards shall reach from end to end, and thou shalt overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings for gold for pieces for the bars, and thou shalt overlay the bars with gold. Thou shalt rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion whereof which was shewed thee in the mount, and thou shalt make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen of cunning work, and cherubim shall it be made, and thou shalt hang it up, and 4 pillars of shittim wood overlaid with gold. Their hooks should be of gold, and upon the 4 sockets of silver. And thou shalt hang the veil under the taches, and may bring in thither within the veil the ark of testimony, and the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy. And thou shalt put the mercy seat upon the ark testimony in the most holy place. And thou shalt set the table without the veil, and the candlestick and over against the table on the other side of the tabernacle toward the south. And thou shalt put the table on the north side. And thou shalt make a hanging for the door of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen, brought with needlework. And thou shalt make for the hanging 5 pillars of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, and their hooks shall be gold. And okay, chapter 27. What happened in chapter 26? Yes. Binnell. Hi, Solomon. What happened in chapter 26, you may ask? I don't know. It's basically they want to make a boat, okay? God's basically teaching them how to make curtains, I guess. Or tabernacle, whatever. It's so strange. It's basically like how to construct the boat and where he wants the things to be. He wants like a throne in the most holy spot, probably reserved for like him to talk to Moses or something. I don't know. It's super weird. I mean, at least we were able to get through it under 10 minutes, you know? Chapter 27. And thou shalt make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be of 4 square, and the height thereof shall be in 3 cubits. And thou shalt make horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horns shall be of the same, and thou shalt overlay with brass. And thou shalt make pans to receive the ashes, and shovels, and basins, and flush hooks, and fire pans of all the vessels thereof shalt thou make of brass. Oh, why do I not stutter when I read super fast? Hi, Gavir. Bye, Gavir. And thou shalt make it for great tough network of brass. Upon the net shalt thou make four brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And thou shalt put it under the compass of the altar beneath. And the net may be even to the midst of the altar. And thou shalt make staves for the altar, staves for shittim wood, and overlay with all the brass. The staves shall be put into the rings, and staves shall be upon the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Gavir is here. I guess I'm just dumb. Uh, very, very fun comments. I'ma just focus on reading. These guys can talk about how the stupid monkey from Sekiro was overly difficult. Hollow the boards, shouts thou make it, as they shoot thee in the mountain and make and you used to be able to get banned if you said that. Wait, what? Really? That who would ban someone from saying Sekiro monkey's easy? Dude, the Sekiro monkey, stupid guardian ape, yeah, that was his name. Stupid double phase. It's so stupid of a boss. It was so difficult. I had like multiple just 3 hour sessions just trying to kill him, and I finally did it after like a combined total of like 17 hours fighting him. And thou shalt make the court of tabernacle for the south side southward. There shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen on the 100 cubits long for one side, and 20 pillars thereof, and 20 sockets shall be of the brass, and hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver, and likewise the north side of the length, and there shall be happenings of 100 cubit long, and this 20 pillar and 20 socket of brass, the hooks and pillar and fillets of silver. So what is that rhymes? And their 20 sockets of brass, their hooks of the pillars, and the fillets of the silver. Whoa! And the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hanging of the 50 cubits, their 10 pillars of their sockets 10, and the breadth of the court on the east side of eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings on one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, and pillars 3, and their sockets 3, and on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, 3 pillars 3, and sockets 3, and the gate of the court shall be on a hanging 20 cubits of blue and purple and scarlet, in fine twined linen, wrought with needlework, and their pillars shall be fourth, and their sockets 4. Sorry, not fourth, 4. All the pillars round the court shall be filleted with silver, their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass. The length of the court shall be a hundred cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height of 5 cubits of fine twisted linen, and their sockets of brass, and their vessels of tabernacle, and in the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring the pure oil olive beaten to the light, to cause the lamp to burn always, and the tabernacle of the conglomeration, the congregation without the veil, which is before the testimony. Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening in the morning before the Lord, and it shall be a statute ever on their generations on the behalf of the children of Israel. Chapter 28. Let's go over what we read in chapter 27. Do we know what happened in chapter 27? Not really. It's basic. Do we? No, not. It's basically just more boat instructions. It started off mainly with the altar, and then it started talking about pillars and tabernacle and rhyming. It's so strange. Okay, chapter 28. We might be able to get through actually a lot of chapters tonight. And take thou unto thee Aaron. It's because I'm not stuttering that much. Thy brother and his sons with them from among the children of Israel, that he may minister. Oh, never mind. We're back to the actual line instead of just instructions. So that means I actually have to go slow again to understand. Thy brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office, even Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons. And thou shalt make a holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt speak unto all that are wise-hearted, whom I have filled the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me the priests of office. And these are the garments which they shall make. Oh, okay. This one's might be important. I don't know. Garments which they shall make: a breastplate, an ephod, and a robe plate, and a sorry, not a robe plate, an ephod and a robe, and a broiled coat, and a mitre, and a girdle, and they shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and they shall make the ephod of gold and blue and of purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, with cunning work. It shall have the two shoulder pieces thereof joined at the two edges thereof, and it shall be joined together. And the curious girdle of the ephod which is upon it shall be of the same according to the work, even of gold, of blue, and of purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen. Whoopsie, my speaker accidentally fell. How do I pick this thing back up? With one hand. Probably from the top. And then we waddle it back so that it's not touching my chair. And the curious girdle of the ephod, which is upon it, shall be of the same according to the work thereof, even of gold, of blue, of purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. And thou shalt take 2 onyx stones, and grave on them the names of the children of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, the other 6 on the rest. When they mean the children, they mean the 12 tribes of Israel. Just as like a little knowledge bomb. Bang. On the other stone according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to ouches. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold. And thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod for stones and memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon the 2 shoulders for a memorial. And thou shalt make ouches of gold, and 2 chains of pure gold at the ends of wreathen work shalt thou make them, and fasten the wreathen chains to the ouches. What are these articles of clothing? I'm so confused. What's an ouch? And thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work. After the work of the ephod, thou shalt make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen shalt thou make it. 4 squares shall be, being double. The span shall be of length thereof, and a span shall be of the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set in the settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be of sardius, a sardius of topaz, and barbuncle. This shall be the first row. And the second row shall be an emerald and sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row of ligure, and agate, and amethyst. And the fourth row of beryl, and onyx, and jasper. And they shall, they shall be an onyx and jasper. And they shall be set in stone and in their enclosings. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of signet, every one with his name. They shall be according to the 12 tribes. And thou shalt make it upon the breastplate chains of the ends of wreathen work of pure gold. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and shalt put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And thou shalt make 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are in the ends of breastplate. And the other 2 ends of 2 wreathen chains thou shalt fasten in the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. Okay, it seems like I already know what's happening, and it's basically just clothing. Like, that's about it. So I'm gonna go back to what I was doing with the whole boat segment and read really quickly. Okay. And the other 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains thou shalt. Never mind. I'm just gonna go back to stuttering. Fasten the 2 ouches, and put them in the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate, in order before, in the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward, and 2 other rings of gold thou shalt make, and shalt put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, toward the four parts thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, against the up against the curious girdle of the ephod, and shall bind the breastplate of rings thereof. Ooh, that's full capital soon. I'm scared. The lace of blue that may be above curious girdle the ephod, and that the breastplate may not be loosed from the ephod. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel, and the breastplate of judgment upon his heart, when he goeth in unto the holy place for a memorial unto the Lord continually. And thou shalt put a breastplate in the judgment of Aram and Thummim and Thummim, and they shalt. Sorry, my Xbox. Every 10 minutes it just goes black. When he goeth before the Lord, and Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually. And thou shalt make the robe of the ephod olive blue, and there shall be a hole in the top of it, in the midst thereof shall be a binding of woven work around the whole of it, as it were the whole of habergeon, that it will be not rent. And beneath upon the hem it thou shalt make pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet around the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them round about. A golden bell of pomegranate, and golden bell of pomegranate upon the hem of the robe around it. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister. The sound shall be heard when he goeth into the holy place before the Lord, when he cometh out, that he die not. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold, and engrave it like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Lord. And thou shalt put it in the blue lace, that it may be upon the mitre. Upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. It shall be upon Aaron's forehead, and Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things which the children of Israel shall hallow in all the holy gifts. That is, it shall be always in the forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. And shall the embroider and thou shalt embroider the coat of fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of fine needlework. This is going to be our last chapter, because I don't think that I could read any more. Mainly because chapter 29 seems like another big chapter. Yeah, I don't think that we'll have enough time for that. Sad days. And for Aaron's sons, thou shalt, because right now, like, we're kind of just steamrolling through it, because it's in a very very important thing. It's mainly just God kind of commanding, like, we're basically just reading what God made the Israelites do. And it takes like 4 chapters for them to tell for the Bible to tell us like what they wore, and like it was kind of an important chapter though, because why am I trying to do the recap? It's not recap time yet. And Aaron's sons, thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make them for girdles, and bonnets shalt thou make them for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with them, and shall appoint them with consecrate them, and sanctify them, and that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness, for the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach. Shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons unto thy tabernacle on the congregational when they come near unto the altar of minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die, that it shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after. That was chapter 28. Let's go over what we read in chapter 28. Okay, so basically, the main juice of the chapter was mainly just telling us like what they wore, and then like how they did things in the boat. Like, I assume that this boat was just a giant holy place of worship. So basically, at the end of it, we're actually told something. Basically, what the chapter was telling us about was like what the Israelite priests basically had to wear. And they had like they were going to share God's word, and to make them more recognizable, I suppose, that they are now in these different attire. And then I would say near kind of the end of it, it started talking about like how they were supposed to do it. Like Aaron would walk in and then be like holiness to the Lord, and then basically kind of repent for everyone, kind of like apologize to God for all their sins, basically like that. And then like they said to do it to the 12 kids of Aaron, aka the 12 tribes of Israel. Basically, the chapter's telling us that there are now 12 priests in the tribes, and then they're all preaching the word. They all have this different attire. They all know how to do it, and then that's how they did it. That was basically it. So I guess I'll see you all in the next one. Ah.